Are you a midlife woman and you're wondering if there isn't more to life than the one that you're living right now? You are super successful. You've done all the things. You have all these beautiful layers to your life, and yet you somehow feel disconnected. Like there's something that might be missing, or you're being called to do something different. And if that's you, then hang tight with me. Hi, my name is Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, and I'm a transformational coach that helps midlife women really tap into their power and reconnect and recalibrate their experience of having a midlife season that feels more celebratory than like a crisis, right? Because how many times do we hear about midlife crisis? There's so much more to life than seeing it through that lens. So the way that I kind of turned on to this whole notion of midlife recalibration and revolution is that I was 40 and I went through a whole minute, had a private practice, had it all, had the family, had the job, had the, all the things, right? And it wasn't that I was like, living large, right? But I had a really good life and I was absolutely miserable. And so what happened as a clinician of 20 plus years now, I really did go through a period of time where I felt broken. I was like, something is deeply wrong. Like, I thought my purpose was to help people. I'm here and I'm stuck and I'm trying to do this thing. And like, how do I not feel connected to this? And what really ended up happening was I discovered I really didn't know my purpose. I kind of thought I did, but I didn't have depth to it that anchored me in, if that makes sense. Since that's oftentimes what I'm helping women do, reconfigure, recalibrate, and then revolutionize the experience they're having through my experience to start, right? My story, that wisdom and that journey that I had to go through, and bringing women up to speed in a way that they don't have to feel powerless and broken like I did. So I have a ton of background in the field of social work and psychology. That's 20 plus years of doing that kind of really traditional private practice. And I'm certified in numerous healing modalities, all of which I pull forward to create a really cool coaching experience. That's a little bit like a choose your own adventure, if you will. And what we do is we get together, we kind of figure out where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. And so this is really my passion. Today, we're going to be talking about being bold. So this is my word of the year, which will not always be my word of the year, right? This is a special deal. It took me quite some time to land in it. And the reason that I love this idea is it's about really living the life that you want to live. It's really being completely connected to the energy, the experience, and the vitality that we all get to bring to the table. And to me, what I really wanted to do was live audaciously this year, right? It was like, okay, stop asking permission, stop apologizing, stop doubting yourself, stop those old behaviors, those old patterns that don't serve anymore, right? I'm like, why am I doing this? If I don't feel good, this isn't working. And I know better because I know that alignment will feel juicy. It'll feel beautiful. It'll feel easier. It'll feel like a flow. And so living bold this year, that's my word, but we're going to talk about what that means in midlife. So some steps to take. I've got 5 steps. Here we go. Number 1, be clear on what you want. If you aren't clear, you can't ask clearly for what you want. And it's like screaming to the universe with a big old megaphone saying, I'll take whatever you want to give me. Probably not super successful. So the clearer that you are about what you want allows you to more boldly move in that direction, right? So being super, super clear about what you want. The next one is be brave enough to ask for it. Be brave enough to say, hey, can I join that? Hey, can I start that? Hey, I'm going to start this new class or certification. Or, hey, I want to begin this next journey of my life, my midlife journey that it was on my heart for years and years, and I didn't have the time because maybe I had kids and now I'm an empty nester and I actually have more time again, right? It can look like so many things. It just empowering yourself to bravely move in to declaring what it is that you want and being completely unafraid of asking. And even if you feel a little afraid to ask, know that no it's not going to hurt you. You're going to be okay. How many times in midlife have we heard no? And yet we know that it's important to keep that momentum moving, right? And sometimes a no is a blessing in disguise, let's be honest. But I just want to say, don't be afraid to ask. Be bold enough and brash enough and audacious enough to just say, hey, I'd really like to do that. I'd like to join with you. Hey, I'd like to, try this new job, or I like this, beautiful bump in my career because I feel like I would be better suited in this way. Do not be afraid to ask for what you want. So I need to bravely do that. The next one's be honest and authentic. Listen, there's so many people out there spouting stuff, right? I mean, we've all heard it. I hear it, you hear it. And I get it, okay? One of the things that I'm going to be honest has been an interesting shift for me is that I just was so in a habit of checking boxes that I stopped feeling authentic when I showed up. It wasn't that I wasn't saying things I didn't believe, but I wasn't in the energy of saying it the way that I wanted to. And that's actually one of the big reasons I kind of took a big step back in my business for a minute, was to recalibrate this idea. How do I really want to show up? I don't want to just talk to talk. I don't want to do that. There's a world full of all of that kind of stuff, right? I really wanted to show up much more authentically and in my own vibration that felt in alignment versus just getting stuff out there to get stuff out there. So I'm going to invite you to be honest, to be brave and bold enough to be honest with your own voice about where you are, what you need, how you want to do that. To me, there is something so beautiful about someone willing to be real. And I will say this to you, I don't even have to agree with somebody. I always appreciate authenticity, even when I don't agree. I can respect it. Might not be my jam, right? I can always get down with someone who's real. I'll take that any day over some bullshit artist, right? I'm much more in tune with somebody who's going to say it like it is. That's the way that I'm wired, and that's who I really like to work with. So for me, be honest and authentic. Huge, huge move for being bold in your year. Be able to notice what feels good in your body, right? So one of the steps that I think is really important is embodying our experiences, meaning we listen and have awareness about what is showing up in our bodies. You will know if something's not working if you feel tight and constricted, if your breath starts getting shallow, if you hold your breath, if you feel tightness or stuck in your throat. You might feel a tightness or tension in your belly. You might feel it in your midsection, that gut space. You might notice your shoulders are tense, your neck gets tense. One of the things that is happening is our bodies are always talking to us. And we are so busy in our culture, in our world, doing things that we sometimes don't listen. We forget. So what I want you to really start doing is honoring and witnessing where your body is. Is my body like a hell yes? Is this a hell yes? If it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. News for you. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And so listening to that, leaning into, okay, pausing, take a breath. What am I noticing? Okay, cool. This is where I'm at today. My body says, that feels pretty freaking good. Or my body says, no thanks. Try leaning into that, okay? It's gonna allow you to be bolder, because when it's a hell yes, there is a definite and defined energy that's completely different than when we're like waffly, right? They feel totally different. One is like totally inspired, motivated, moving forward, momentum, beautiful fire. And the other kind of like snoozy, right? Okay, who wants that? No one wants that. So we wanna be paying attention to our bodies. Our bodies are great tools to listen to. Be connected with resources that help you live boldly. We need people. I could say this till the cows come home, which I won't. I'm just going to say that accountability and connection and network is so vital. The people who meet us where we are literally our best resources. They're our best cheerleaders, our support network, our safety net, whatever you want to call it. That when we find people that they don't have to be doing the same thing we are, they don't have to be the same kind of personality or have the same kind of traits we do. What they do need to do is have that matching vibration of movement, and that they want to show up in a bold way, right? So this is really what we're after. We're really after finding people that challenge us, that help us grow. If we have people that say all the same things we do, how much are we likely to grow either though? Right? So what we really want is to find people who actually have a little bit of a different tact or approach or perspective. To me, networking, community, coaching, mentorship, all those things, those are spaces where you can tap into understanding a different and novel perspective, which is always going to grow us in a whole different way than we would otherwise, right? So it's nice to have some people in our corner that feel like us and get us and see our vision. And it's also really powerful to have people that have a completely different way of approaching all of their world, right? I love that. I can't tell you the number of times that upon a piece of paper or an initial meeting, you might be like, I'm not so sure that we're like eye to eye. And with a little bit of time have unraveled this like deep connection, understanding, and like beautiful, profound growth, right? This really potent experience where I was completely knocked off my lane a little bit because somebody brought in something completely different. So I do want to encourage you to really think about, be bold, be brave, and bring in accountable people, beautiful resources that are going to help tuck in and hold space for you to live boldly. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. your people are no different, right? If your people don't feel like a hell yes, and it doesn't mean you're going to cut them out, but your hell yes people you want to have all around you, right? They want to be your insulation. And so I'm going to encourage you to think that way as well. Well, my friends, that was 5 quick tips to get you moving to living more boldly in this new year. I hope you have a great word or an intention set. I hope you know how you want to feel this year. I hope you have had some time to digest where you've been so that you know where you're going. And to me, that's really kind of the beautiful energy of this time of year. So I'm so thankful for you taking time, listening, hanging out with me for a minute. And I just want to invite you, if this was helpful and you would like more kind of information, you'd like to connect more deeply, please head to my website, laughinglotuswellness.com, and just click that subscribe button. Come and join me in my email list at least, because that's a space where I send out content, information, updates, workshops, and free things that'll also just send you because you're a subscriber. So if you'd like some of those free gifts, things like that, come grab those right off my website. Again, that's laughinglotuswellness.com, and just click the button, subscribe, get your gifts, and let's get moving together to figure out how we can help you have a masterful midlife. You can create your own revolution in this time and stage of your life. We are not just living in crisis. We are absolutely living in celebration. And let's create a different experience altogether of what we used to think of as a midlife crisis and instead make it a midlife awakening. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. We will see you next time, and take care.